All right, here we go. So episode number 10 of
The Handbag Husband.
The Handbag Husband. Yay! All right, so today, as we were looking at Hermes stuff and realized, it's been quite some time since we have seriously started collecting Hermes stuff, including quota bags as well as non-quota bags and home goods and pillows and things like that. And like anybody in any relationship knows that after enough time, there are things that just drive you absolutely insane about your partner. Not us, of course.
Sure.
But, and so goes with Hermes, right? I think we've spent enough time with them to realize there are some things that really just trying to drive us crazy. And, we hold Hermes dear. We really like Hermes, and obviously I do. Without Hermes, there is no handbag husband. So there's that. But there are just some things that I wish they would stop doing, although I doubt they ever will. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things that we just wish Hermes would stop doing. Now, before we get to the video, if you like this content, if you like the bag candy, some of the footage we put up, and we got a whole lot more coming for you. If you like the conversation, if you find it interesting or helpful, or if it's just a new perspective that kind of brings you along on the Hermes quest, don't forget to like and subscribe because it does really help the channel to grow, and we really are growing, and we are so thankful for that.
Thank you.
But also because you get notifications when our newest videos come out. All right, now let's get down to the video. So the first thing I wish they would stop doing, and I think this is more your side, because I have a different opinion about this one, but we put it down here, is to please, Hermes, stop raising your prices.
I guess we're gonna buy it anyways. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One flaw to this is doesn't matter how many percent they're gonna increase. We're gonna buy it no matter what, either bags or home goods or whatever knickknacks they have.
I'm actually kind of open. I think I'm on the other side of this. I think that they should increase prices. I know that's an unpopular bag thing, but I think they should increase prices because the fact that right now the bags sell out so quick. I mean, just market dynamics show that's not how you should price it. Whenever something sells out that quick, you should raise the price. So obviously Hermes makes more money. But for us, it would be that, yes, we're going to spend more money on the bag, but also it'd be a lot easier to get the bags. So I think they should raise those prices maybe until that the gap in which people want the bag versus the demand for it versus supply kind of levels out. That makes sense, right?
True, but in the same price range, you don't have much options. I think that's competitors raising the price, MS raising the price, then who's benefit from that?
Well, yeah, that's true. And there are other brands that are just raising the price and lowering the quality. We're not going to mention anything.
I mean, Hermes is too, sometimes.
Yes, of course. Hermes is also, just anytime you grow the productivity, you're going to have a quality go down.
Correct.
But it's not going down as much. I mean, the other brand seems to be going down so much, it's like they plan to do it.
Probably not planned, but yeah.
They just don't care. It's just neglect, basically.
Sure.
Yeah. So so I think one is please stop raising the prices. But, I think on the other side of it, I'd like to get bags easier. But if it's, 100% increase, would you still buy it?
Oh, I don't know.
So a Birkin gold on gold, $20,000. I mean, that's what the second resale market's
That's
at
my
anyway.
point. Is so why would you? Yeah.
So you think at $30,000 it would be a point
no one's gonna buy it.
Where you could finally buy it and not have to compete?
Then why not you go with the secondhand?
Yeah, I mean secondhand's gonna raise the price too.
Sure.
Also, Hermes only needs to sell one bag instead of sell 3 bags for the same price. So I don't know, Hermes. Hire me as your economic advisor. All right, next up, and I think this is one that we actually both do agree on, which is, please, Hermes, for God's sake, can you have consistency in your rules and consistency how they are applied from one store to the other? Because so many of their stores, right? We go into stores and they tell us all kinds of wild criteria to be able to get quota bags. Like, oh, it's a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1, or you have to build a relationship with me. You got to come to my Christmas dinner party.
Most things like you need to be local, shop at your local stores, right? I think that's very common that most people would get. Like, what if my state doesn't have any?
Yeah.
What if what do you do?
Sure. What do those people in Nebraska do? What do those folks do? That's a very good point. I mean, there's only how many Hermes? There's only a couple stores in the U.S. really.
I mean, not couples, but yes, there are some states that they don't have Hermes stores. Say, for example, Arizona going to have one next year. You would think Arizona should have had one already by now.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So yeah, that's a perfectly valid point. Like, where do people around the country who don't have a Hermes store near them, how do they How do they become locals, or how do they build a profile?
Yeah.
Right. I think, and we've seen some stuff, questions about that as far as like, oh, how do I have like a long distance SA relationship?
Yeah.
And things like that, which
That's
it
difficult.
seems strange to me. I mean, long distance relationships in any version are difficult.
Sure.
So I can only imagine having an SA one is complicated. So, I just, it would make more sense to have it kind of laid out and have everyone understand what it is, because it feels kind of like high school. You're having like the first time you're having your interpersonal relationships.
There we go.
Where it's just confusing. Like there's just like secrets and like hidden things, and no one knows what's going on. And maybe that is better for Hermes, but it drives Hermes people who love Hermes freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, there's no ratio, or there's no there's no wish list. It's just wait list and then no wish list, and then this is not quarterback. This is quarterback. Do you need to buy this? You don't have to buy that.
Well, this is not a quarterback here, but it's a
but
quarterback
over there.
Yeah. Or they're like, we don't have any bags. You're like, what is that right there? That person buying right now, that Kelly right there. And they're like, no, we don't have bags. You're like, oh, okay. Just tell me you don't have I'm not good enough for a bag. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think, but I guess, I don't know. Is it better to create competitions among shoppers, so everything becomes secrecy? So I don't know, but it's frustrating.
I mean, obviously it is better for Hermes.
Sure.
Right? This whole thing has worked out very well for them.
Sure.
And it might not even be that they're devising it this way. It might also be that they have no legitimate competitors.
Sure.
Right? They're building this structure because they can play these games because they're the only game in town.
Yeah.
And yes, there are other bag producers out there, but I mean, let's be honest, they're not Hermes, right? So, all right, another one that I think that is probably a pretty common one, and I think that we all sort of feel it. And I don't even know if we're on which side of these ones we're on, but Hermes, it would be great if you could stop selling all of your Coda bags to basically the same exact people over and over and over again.
We don't know about that one, so.
I mean, you see people with huge, like, hordes of Hermes bags.
Collections.
And, we have a collection.
Sure.
So, and of course, we have some, right? So I don't know if we fall into that category, but I mean, there's people who have like hundreds of them, and for what? You're not going to wear them all. You couldn't even wear, if you changed it once a day, every day for the year. You think it would be better that they figured out a way to find a better way to disperse the bags among people who really want them?
I mean, that person might be collecting for years. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or that might get inherited from,
Oh,
the family.
Inherited bag.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Because I mean, Kelly and Birkin been there for a while. So you have seen, it's like, oh, this is actually my mom's collection. I was like, oh, I wish my mom had that, Yeah. So I don't think it's that strange.
I don't know. Can you think of a way that they would have a better way to distribute bags? It's more fair and equitable. So
right now it's fine.
You think so?
Yeah.
How so?
Let's say, for example, right now it's the unspoken rule. Obviously, it doesn't apply to every time, everywhere. Go back to the number 2. That's like why it's not. There's no consistency in rules, right? They say that it's 1-to-1. So meaning you buy something, you hit 1 and you get 1. That basically will kind of set the price for the second hand.
Yeah.
Because you get 2 times on the second hand market.
I think I still go back to my solution, which is raise the price to $20,000 for the bag, and then it takes all the money out of the secondhand market, and people will get the things that they actually want, and don't have to spend 1-to-1 and buy 75 pairs of shoes. All right, another one, and this is probably the number one. I think that all of you and all of us and all of you are all going to agree on this one, which I wish Hermes would stop doing, is stop doing display-only bags. That one drives me absolutely insane. It's just like teasing, like, oh, here's a big piece of meat, and then you're like, nah, nothing for you.
We actually got, it's not quite a bag. It's not that even that popular. We got a long wallet.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah.
And it has the what's it called?
It's nice bag.
The display only. For this whatever they say,
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, is that one available? And then the SA basically, oh, let me check. She said, let me check, and then she went back, whatever that doing the ritual, or actually talk to the manager, or I don't know, but then we got that wallet.
Yeah.
Or you call it wallet? Sure, it's a wallet. Yeah.
The one thing that I
just ask.
The one thing that I
just ask that, so you might be able to get it. So
because on one side I loathe when they're like, oh, we don't have any bags available for you. Yeah. But the one thing I do love is like, hey, you know what? We have a bag, but it's just for you. You're like, oh, I feel warm and cuddly. Like when they take the display one and be like, oh, I know it's for display for everybody else, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm going to get you for that. So I get both sides of it, but more often than not, they're saying this bag is only for display only when it's actually not really display only. So I'd like them to be like, well, that's not
It's
the right
not your
bag.
turn
Yeah,
yet.
it's not your turn yet.
Yeah,
or
it's not your turn
something
yet.
else like that, instead of being like, oh, it's actually just not on display, and then someone's like, oh,
I mean, it's still better than, I still prefer the store that has a display only, but actually I get to look at good bags rather than just nothing on the shelf. Remember that maybe like a year, 2 years ago, like Hermes has nothing on the shelf.
Yeah.
Not even, no Birkin, no Kelly showing at all.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
I mean, look
when you go into the store, I'm expected to see some like, handbags that I would want, you know?
All right, here's another one that's a big one for me that actually drives me crazy all the time. And every time I see it, I point it out and you go, shut up. But Hermes, I wish you would stop Kellyerizing, and I'll explain what Kellyerizing is. Everything, right? Because whether it is shoes or whether it is belts or whether it is handbags, okay, fine. But there's so many things that they add the Kelly hands to, and they're like, voila, Kelly.
I guess it's the Birkin has the same clasps too, no?
The Birkin is actually a Kelly. You don't know? It's a Kelly Birkin. But one came before the other, so obviously they're connected, right?
Sure.
So there was the Kelly.
Sure.
I bet you when they were rolling around the Birkin, they're like, should we call it a Kelly something else, like a Kelly big bag or something like that, right? I bet you they were, even though like Jane Birkin invented it and stuff or whatever, inspired it, bemused it. So yeah, I think that it's just ridiculous. You can go too far with a single concept. And the thing is that whenever they add the hands, they're like,
Kelly.
50% more, right?
What else?
100% more
What else
cost.
do they have that's, oh, like
The shoes, the mule shoes. Yeah.
They have like the
wrist?
riding. Oh, I think you're gonna hate it. They come up with the neck. What's it called? Let me see. Let me find it real quick. And you're like, I hate this thing.
I just dislike that it seems creatively uncreative, right? It seems unrisky, uninteresting, and uninspired. Creatively uninspired to be like, you know what? These shoes, you know what they need? They need some Kelly arms, right? And all of a sudden, Kelly arms, and everyone buys it. I get it, and maybe it's our own fault for buying all the Kelly stuff, but I mean,
sorry, this one.
You know what? I actually don't hate that.
No, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I don't hate that.
It's a Kelly shoulder. It's a shoulder. I was like, this looks like for not human.
Yeah, it'd be. I wonder if they have Kelly dog collars.
Colors, yeah.
Actually, is there a difference between that and the dog collar?
I don't know. But yeah, that one I was like, I don't know.
But like also men, Kelly loafers. They have Kelly loafers for men.
Yeah.
Right, the Kelly Depeche, which I do like, and I think on bags, fine, I get it. You can have some variation of it, but like, they've gone too far, right?
But I mean, because it could be because it's just so iconic and specific to MS.
Yeah.
So.
That's a fair point, but you have to admit they've gone a little too far with it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it.
All right, so that is it for today's Handbag Husband episode number 10. 10. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And in fact, if you have some things that you wish Hermes would stop doing, put them down below, because I'd be love to hear kind of what you all have to say and what kind of pet peeves perhaps you have with the way that they run their Hermes stuff. It's not to say that no one likes them, no one's going to judge you and say you're not a Hermes team club captain, whatever. But, there are things that just kind of rubs us the wrong way. And I wish they would change, but, I don't think they ever will. So, all right, so that's it for today. And I don't think I have any more. You have anything else?
No.
So that's it. Bye. Thank you.
Cool.
What do those people in Nebraska do?
Cool. That's
Take
good.
a train somewhere? Yeah. Go Corn Hut. Go Big Red, by the way.
I guess the Birkin has the same clasps too, no?
The Birkin is actually a Kelly. You don't know? I'm kidding. No hate mail, please.
Don't dump me for my wish list.
Yes, right.
What?
But
I don't know. I don't know.